We have the right at any time to yell cut during your wedding day. So working in the wedding industry, you know, every now and then you kind of get some quirky clients come in. And I remember this one client when I was contracting for a studio at the time who came in and knew exactly what he wanted. Typically, that's not a bad thing. Typically, you know, you say, what do you want? Cool, we can do that. You're gonna be super happy. We're gonna be happy. It's gonna be awesome. But this one client, what he wanted was the whole wedding shot in 4K 50p. To today's standard, still a bit like why, and it's a little bit of effort, but we can do it. But this was a couple of years ago when the 1DX Mark II had just come out. So the only cameras that could do it at that stage was the 1DX Mark II and Reds. So luckily I had just bought a Red Raven and my friend had just bought a 1DX Mark II who also contracted for the studio. So, you know, we kind of had the start of some gear that could put the package together for him. I wasn't in the initial sales meeting, but I remember going into the second meeting with this guy and talking about, you know, how we were going to pull this off for him. And I'd mentioned to him that I had a Red, and he quickly said, I don't want it shot on Red, it looks dark. And I was like, okay, you're going to be one of those clients. So from there, you know, the studio manager had to make a couple of calls, see if we could even get the cameras to shoot the job. And it turned out the actual issue was getting CFAST cards. You know, it's only half an hour. Oh fuck, it's only 15 minutes. And it turns out the issue was actually getting CFAST cards because, you know, you can only get 15 minutes per 128 gig card on those. So we were gonna have to go through so many cards on the day, especially if we wanted to do 3 or maybe 4 angles. So I remember them putting a quote together for this guy and it was 15,800. And I was 20 at this time. And I remember looking at it being like, whoa, we gotta book this wedding. But from there, it gets even stranger. We were on the cusp of booking it, you know, just going through with it, because it was quite a lot of money. But he called up, and the third shooter with the 1DX Mark II, Michael, he's a tall guy. He's 190 centimeters maybe, a lot taller than me. And this guy was like a real small groom. And he called up and was just like, hey, I had a dream last night. I'm afraid that Michael's gonna stand out too much during the ceremony and people won't be looking at us getting married. Actually happened. So lucky we didn't book it, but we actually knew the guy who did book it, and I don't know how much they charged, but I know for a fact in the contract they had written, we have the right at any time to yell cut during your wedding day. Just in case like cards malfunction or we're busy backing them up and we don't have cards right now, so we can yell cut and restart that section of the day, which is pretty funny. So yeah, that's the story of like some of the clients you get coming in.